is Inga Tantasalachai here at Aaliyah in Newport Beach, and welcome to Tales Behind the Cocktails. Today I actually had the pleasure of meeting the Avila brothers, who recently released a song called A Hardworking Man, and I was truly inspired by their song that I could not resist but to make a cocktail to pair with that song. And a huge part of it was my dedication to all the dads out there as well, and all the hardworking men and women, and I wanted to create a cocktail to really honor them and pay tribute to all these people.
So what do we have here? What do we have? What is this? And by the way, who are you?
I'm Ing. Cocktails by Ing.
I'm Bobby.
Bobby.
What's up, girl? I'm Liz.
It's a pleasure to meet you guys. I'm actually super excited to create this cocktail for you. I was actually super inspired by the latest song that you came out with, A Hardworking Man. And we actually decided to feature it here at Aaliyah because, I mean, month of July, we're celebrating all our fathers, not just for one day, but why not for the whole month? You know, because there's a lot of hardworking men and women out there, but you know, the song itself was so touching to me as just a normal person who loves to listen to music, and I jam to music all the time when I'm doing my prep. I got my headphones, my Beats headphones on actually, and I saw that you guys were kind of involved with Beats a little bit. My sister works for them. She's actually a production manager for them. Yeah, so seeing that little fun fact about you guys, I was like, oh yeah, I showed it to my sister. She was super excited to read about that. But I really
paid you to say that? I got tears getting ready to come down my cheek.
No.
No,
But
that's great.
you know, when I saw that little fun fact, I was like, oh man, I love that because, you know, not only does because my sister works for them, but, you know, I just love the company in general.
Yeah,
great products and everything. So
we're hardworking Mexicans, that's one thing for sure.
You know? And so for this cocktail, I kind of wanted to pay a little bit more of an homage to not only the music industry, but also certain aspects of the cocktail also relate to, like, specific brands kind of relate to fathers who have passed on recipes to their son, who have now created a product that they now sell on the market. And of course, each element of the cocktail is somehow correlated or tied to one of the artists in the drink. So I kind of wanted to bring that in.
What's crazy is how you're able to interpret what you feel from music and now bring that to a drink. That's super dope.
Yeah, so I figured this cocktail, I think any hardworking man would appreciate it. It's strong, it's smooth, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I started my serving career back in high school, but got into bartending as soon as I turned 21. And that helped me pay my way through college, and I actually became a teacher. And not any teacher, but a high school history teacher. And one of the things I loved about teaching high school history is it was storytelling. That's what history is. History is all about telling stories. And every story is different depending on what perspective you're looking at it from. So my story may be different from someone else's story, but you know, ultimately the basic foundation of history was storytelling. And although I would have stayed in the teaching industry, you know, I really had a big passion for cocktails. So I went back to bartending, and part of that process of coming back to bartending, I started entering a lot of competitions. And with those competitions, you have to tell a story about your cocktail to go with your submission. So that kind of sparked this passion to create cocktails to pair with different types of stories. And in this particular case, I mean, I'm a music lover. Who doesn't listen to music? I mean, I have my headphones on when I'm prepping the bar, getting ready for work, and what drives me and what pushes me and gets me going is listening to some really great music. This particular song by the Avila Brothers, Hardworking Man, is definitely one on my playlist. It was super exciting to be able to create this cocktail for them. One of the basic elements of me creating this specific cocktail for them was I was really inspired by the collaboration of all the different artists that put work into making this song possible. So I wanted to pay a little tribute to each artist that contributed. And so for Billy Ray Cyrus, I chose Jack Daniel's whiskey, not only because it has its southern roots, but Jack Daniel's whiskey itself actually has a long-rooted history in the music industry. So I felt it was the perfect base spirit to make this cocktail. And because the Avila Brothers have Hispanic roots, I really wanted to draw on something that's become popular here in the States now, but based on Hispanic roots, which is the Carajillo. And so that's where the Mario's Hard Espresso liqueur and Liquor 43 come in, because it's basically the essence of a Carajillo that become a new trend in the cocktail industry. And then finally, because we have Snoop Dogg in the song, we need to make sure that we smoke something in that cocktail. Now, unfortunately, I can't smoke anything that he might like, but I decided to use a little cinnamon smoke in the cocktail because it does add this sweet, earthy, kind of gritty essence to it and complexity that I felt really kind of defined the hardworking men and women that they were describing and singing about in their song. So there's definitely, I feel, a definitive divide between a mixologist and a bartender. A bartender can follow specs and create a cocktail as long as they have a recipe. A mixologist, on the other hand, in my opinion, is someone who can take something or an idea or be inspired by whether it's a song or a place or a dish and create something new that can now become a classic or a trendy cocktail that, you know, can be featured all over the world or at many bars. So that's where I feel like the defining line is a bartender is someone who just makes a drink. A mixologist is one that creates a cocktail. So we're gonna start off right now.
Keep it cool.
Keep it cold. Keep it cold.
Now, what's the story? Why was Jack selected?
So the reason
What's the
why I
connection?
chose Jack Daniels is because Jack Daniels has some really deep roots in the music industry.
Yeah.
From, I mean, I remember seeing Axl Rose holding a bottle of Jack all the time. Frank Sinatra was a huge Jack Daniels drinker. So
when I think of Jack too, I always get the sense of, or the visual in my head is like a dude on his porch in the South with his Jack.
with his bottle of Jack
You know
in
what I'm
his
saying?
hand,
So,
But the
that's dope.
music industry has been so tied with Jack Daniels
Yeah.
that I felt it was the perfect spirit. And not only that, but you have Billy Ray Cyrus is one of the artists on the song, and he's from the South. So I kind of wanted to pull a spirit from the South to kind of not only represent his roots, but also kind of tie it back to the whole music industry
I
itself.
think too. Didn't Fender have a Jack Daniels guitar? Or they did something.
They did.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are synonymous with music.
Yeah, they are very synonymous. All the brands, I think they're the most synonymous with music.
Yeah.
Is
So
that like a iceberg cube?
it's just basically a large ice cube. The reason why I like using a large cube is because it actually dilutes the cocktail a lot slower.
Oh no.
So
With a big cube.
with a big cube. If you do the small ice cubes, because there's less surface area, those ice cubes melt quick. Whereas a large ice cube, the surface area is a little bit bigger, so it takes a little bit more time for the cocktail to
That's
or the ice to
great.
actually
I
melt.
love ice too.
So it kind of holds that flavor
Yeah.
even longer, you know, without diluting it. So we're going to start off with 2 ounces of Jack
You look like you got a heavy
Daniels.
wrist too. It's a heavy pour on
I
this one.
do, I do. It could be a little dangerous. Next up, we're going to do Mario's Hard Espresso. And the cool thing about this is what I was talking about when I said that there's a father who had passed down a recipe to his son. So Mario Grasso, I think I'm saying his last name correct, Grasso or Grasso, he actually created this hard espresso liqueur for his family. It was an old family recipe, and before he passed away, he actually passed on the recipe to his son and taught him how to make it. And his son loved the product and really kind of wanted to pay tribute to his dad and all the hard work he did. So the picture you see here,
That's great.
that is from farming. That's the body of
I
a
was gonna say,
hardworking
that looks
man
like
farming.
That looks like a Mexican espresso. And his name's Mario.
Actually, that looks like me at 8
Does that look
o'clock in
like-
the morning.
You
Yeah,
know,
there
like,
you go.
you know, those quick little poses in front of the mirror.
That looks like it gives the drink just enough
Just
muscle.
enough
That's
punch,
cool.
yes,
Yeah, just
yes.
enough kick.
Everything has a story.
Yeah, so this, because it's a family recipe and of course started by a dad, passed on to his son, I really wanted to kind of pay tribute to that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little ½ ounce of the Mario's Hard Espresso in there. And then Liquor 43 is a soft vanilla liqueur. The reason why I chose these 2 components to put with the Jack Daniels is because in Mexico, there's actually a very popular drink that actually stems from Mexico called the carajillo.
Out of here.
Carajillo. And carajillo is basically Liquor 43 and espresso. Shaken, it's kind of like their version of like a espresso martini. in a
But it's
sense.
not a mix. It's just one drink.
It's just literally Liquor 43 with espresso, shaken hard, and then poured over fresh ice. So to kind of pay a little homage to your Hispanic roots, that's why I chose to use the espresso hard liqueur with the Liquor 43 because it kind of gives that essence of that carajillo, which is stemmed from those Hispanic roots. So that's my homage to you guys.
Nice. Okay.
And then we are going to add a little black walnut bitters. And
What is that again?
black
That
walnut
looks
bitters.
like it's gonna clean my engine.
And Angostura bitters. So Angostura bitters traditionally is what you use in an old fashioned or Manhattan.
Okay.
It's got a very aromatic kind of flavor profile, slightly a little spiced.
Oh yeah.
You
That
know,
doesn't
gives a
smell
little
like it.
spicy notes in there. And then the black walnut bitters, of course, is going to give you more of those nutty
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of chocolatey
That
essence.
smells, that smells like a See's candy store.
And the reason why I added those two in there is it's basically to help marry all these flavors together and round it out so it's not so harsh. There's not going to be any harsh elements. It's going to be really smooth like that song. Just like that song, it's going to be super smooth. Now we're going to give that cocktail a good stir. Marry all those.
I probably should have coated my
flavors.
stomach for today, but
Oh, you're gonna be fine. The great thing about this cocktail, it's a great way to start the day off with too. I mean, you got your espresso in there, you know, but just with a little whiskey kick on the back end to kind of give it that little extra bump for the day. Add another cube on top, and this here is a smoke top. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some cinnamon chips in here. And the reason why I decided to smoke the cocktail is because, I mean, with Snoop Dogg, I have to smoke something in the cocktail.
you gotta light it up. You gotta light something up.
I can't do, you know what I'm talking about. But I can definitely smoke some cinnamon in there. And the reason why I chose cinnamon is because it has this really nice, sweet, earthy, smoky flavor to it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, once we char the cinnamon stick, I can't tell you how many times whenever I smoke or char cinnamon stick, people go, are you lighting a blunt back there? So the visual
Black
effect
and
of
Mild?
it too. Yeah, the visual
He
effect
stays
of it
smoked
too.
up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when we shot the Hardworking Man video, we were just kind of talking in the back of the bus, and we were getting ready to go.
It's like a thick thunder
start
cloud.
shooting the video, right? So I'm on the couch and I get up and I'm like, I can't move. And he had been smoking like the moment we got in the bus and before we got in the bus. And I couldn't even walk. And
Just
I had
a second hand.
thank God Nashville was cold because I was
Zombie
like,
high.
"Ooh, okay, I'm back."
Yeah.
But, man, he stays smoked up.
That's
So
second
he's gonna
hand
love that.
picture.
He'll appreciate
Yeah,
that.
so we're gonna smoke that cocktail. Is that what the bus looked like?
Yeah.
Kinda?
Yeah, like a thunderclap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We
Can I
have
just
footage.
see
We have
lightning?
footage to confirm that.
And then we're gonna go ahead and torch that cinnamon stick, that cinnamon blend stick that everybody loves to see.
That's great.
And that's gonna actually be our garnish for our cocktail. And then when we lift that off, you're gonna get that Snoop Dogg effect on the cocktail.
Oh, it goes through it?
Look at that presentation.
There we go.
That's a
And that
presentation for you.
is a hardworking man right there.
Yeah.
Made
man.
for a hardworking man.
Get a close up of that beauty. That's cool.
Sex.
That's an experiment.
Yeah. So what inspired you guys to do the song? What was like the...
I think it was a combination of things. I think one, the musical aspect was really just us merging what we love about hip hop, golden era hip hop, and what we love about just some old
Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson,
all of that
deep down
stuff.
south.
Yeah.
You know, how can we do something unique and different that gives you that Robert Johnson, but brings you to like golden era hip hop, and then make it relevant? And that's kind of where the music was positioned. And then,
Okay.
you know, Bob had his bright idea.
I mean, one of the things I loved about one of my favorite aspects about the song is that it's a blend of a little rock, a little country, and a little hip hop.
Yeah, it's all of
So I
that.
feel like it really kind of targets so many different markets in that
Yeah.
way,
And
and,
there's-
it speaks to all those different markets. You know?
It does, and there's a pulse to it. You know,
Yeah.
there's that. You know, when you think of what they did in the South back in the day with the guitar, there was always this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why Bob
That's
brought in
what's
the
funny,
Stomps
yeah.
and brought all those out.
The chant, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
love that. That chant is so catchy.
Yeah, the chat. I mean, the record kind of like it started off with the concept lyrically. The idea was it just felt like it should be called Hardworking Man, and it was just a process. It went through so many different changes. I think that lend itself to, oh, it would be great to have Stomps, and then we come up with a bridge, and then it's like, okay, we gotta shout out the ladies, and then it's like, wow, we should actually have chants, and it should be like this kind of unification.
I
Which,
feel like it's an anthem.
right? Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
very anthem.
Very anthem.
And
Feel to it.
you know, we're still talking about elbow grease, and then Mama and Papa told me this, and get your hustle on. It's like it just felt so raw, organic, and what we wanted to do was just keep the essence of the message of Hardworking Man, like just very authentic.
Yeah.
And then what we went through with the pandemic and all of that stuff, it just led itself to just like we need to put a spotlight on the hardworking people that make this world go round.
Yeah, they kept that hustle going.
Yeah,
You know.
it's
Yeah.
like it's
Tough
almost
times.
like, you know, taking people from all walks of life, and then giving them a record that they can feel a champion about themselves.
Yeah.
With just hearing that, and really just allowing people to have something that they connect with that allows them to feel honored.
Yeah, appreciated.
Appreciated.
Yes.
For their contribution to
Yes.
the world every day. It's a lot of people that get up and go get it every day. And a lot of work that a lot of us aren't even familiar with, right?
True.
Like,
The forgotten people.
yeah, the
behind
dirty
the
work,
scenes,
right?
the dirty work.
Yeah,
Yes.
the paper and plastic. I was
Yeah.
saying, like, during the pandemic, the markets, like our Stater Brothers and Rancho Cucamonga was like, we called that the club because that's the only place everybody got together, bought drinks, and got food.
Yeah.
And you just started seeing the importance of like what that meant.
Mhm.
And it was like, oh, okay, we should touch on that. And then,
A little bit of that camaraderie.
it speaks to everybody, right? So
Yes.
you knowing how to do this, you put work into that. Like
Yes.
you hone in the craft. With us, it's the same thing. Whether it's music, creating beats, it all stems from work. And we wanted to put a spotlight on those folks who are just overlooked.
Yeah,
Grinding
and
every
give them a
day.
soundtrack that they can rock to as they understand who they are in this world, what they mean in the world,
Yeah.
and how they help the world turn.
Yeah.
How great is it to have some music in the back of that?
Oh, yeah.
To make you feel invigorated to continue doing what you do.
I'll vouch that I listen to your song when I'm prepping. When I'm back here getting
That's so
stuff
cool.
ready for the bar and prepping. I mean, that's definitely
Like
on my
like when you want,
playlist.
like for the cats that know how to change their own brakes, put on Hard Working Man. For
Yes.
those ladies that want to do their thing and let's keep the house clean, man, throw the Hard Working Man because it gives you that sense of energy that
Yeah.
you need. you
Yeah,
know?
that boost.
Yeah,
It's
you
your
know?
voice, right? To the voices, like, now, like, I'll get McDonald's for my kids,
Mm-hmm.
and McDonald's is promoting, we're hiring more than they're promoting the fries and the burger, right? So
Yeah.
that's where we're at, and I think it's a record that has the Avila Brothers fused with Snoop Dogg and Billy Ray is just, it's very magical, and the message that's behind the record, how diverse and how it speaks to everybody. I mean, this is probably the only record we've ever done that never had any negative comments. It was like, this is cool,
Yeah.
or man, I love it. I love the beat, or there's elements about it that really connects
Yeah.
with the music lover. And the question is always like, well, how did Snoop and Billy Ray get with
Yeah.
you guys? And
How did that collaboration
honestly,
kind of come
it's
together?
what music does.
Yeah.
Music brings people together.
Just like the
Strangers.
bar.
Yeah,
Right.
Brings people
Strangers.
together.
It brings people together.
You hear
You
stories,
meet people.
Right? You hear the stories, you can tell when somebody's had a bad day. So
Yes.
you make a suggested drink, right?
Yes.
Or you can tell when somebody's celebrating, there's a drink for that. And so
Grab the shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know,
and a lot of
everybody.
times, even in this world, you get a lot of people that come in and it's a Friday and it's like, man, last day of the grind for the week.
They want to
Yeah,
unwind.
they want to unwind.
Yeah, they don't want to
So-
carry those burdens. They
Yeah.
want to just be free of it and escape. And I
Yeah.
think that's
Decompress from
yeah,
that work.
that's
you
what
know?
music does, and that's what all of this does. And it's definitely music's like it's the divine language. And I think with the message. I mean, I was telling part of ours. I was telling her like this is the first record I've really never even heard Snoop cuss. Like he was really talking about some things on this
Yeah.
record, and it wasn't a clean version, explicit version. It was just the version.
Yeah.
And it's just a testament to how powerful the message is and how powerful the song and how the music connects. So,
How do you think this song will play into I feel like your that song specifically and even the artist really speak to my generation and the older generation. We have like a whole new
Absolutely.
young generation
we're-
of mumble rap kids.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
son is one of them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
And here's the
Lord,
thing,
what
I
are you
know too.
listening to?
we're fathers,
But-
right? And so, being able to understand how they move, right? How they keep their finger on the pulse of what excites them. I think it's really our job while we have the foundation and platform to really reinstill in them and reintroduce to them what they may view as not cool, but give them an understanding like, yo, everything you experience has been on the back of our hard work.
Yes.
At
I
some
agree.
point, you're going to have to put in your hard work to obtain the dreams and the goals that you have.
Yeah.
And we're the generation that literally has to take the information that we've been given from our parents and spin it in a way
And
so
create
they
a new foundation.
create a new foundation so
Yeah.
they can digest it, understand it, and it resonate. So when my son heard Hard Working Man, he was like, "Yeah, man, that's banging. That's one right there."
Yeah, I
And
played
then-
it for my son, and he was like, okay.
And it was a
How old is your son?
He's 20.
Okay.
our natural thing is to be musical, right? It's like, it's your natural thing to like pour that liquor,
Yeah.
right? But you find that sweet spot. So that's the thing we're constantly gauging on when we create music.
You know, I think
I think
too,
you guys have to try
real
this,
quick,
by the way.
I think what's important too about
Go
Hard
ahead,
Working
Bob.
Man
I'm
is,
gonna take a little sip.
Real quick.
no, not only did we
Cheers.
do different mixes, but we also, you know, brought in a different experience with Dolby
Wow.
Atmos, where the record's mixed in
That's
surround
fire.
sound. You know,
I'll
it
be
just
in there
it
every
connects
day.
on a whole nother level. I'm getting jealous
Drinking
because
my drink.
he's having a good time over here.
Do we need to make another one for you?
Hey.
I suppose so.
Okay,
I suppose
okay.
so.
Keep talking while I make
This
this.
is jamming. It has like the smoke vibe is like
Well, yeah, give me mine because I want mine to smoke. His is smoky.
you almost want to take this
Well,
too.
it kinda leans
You almost
on top
you
a
almost
little
want to
bit.
take
Yeah, that
this, you
smoky
know, because this
flavor.
looks cooler, right? The posture of this looks cooler. Right? You almost want to hold it like, and then let it hang off the lip like, you know, an old school
Oh yeah!
musician.
Oh yeah!
But man,
Oh,
this,
yeah.
this is great.
That's super cool.
Man, that is really good.
Nice smoothness to it. Like I
That
said,
is
it's
really
it's
good.
got a richness to it, a smoothness to it. The smokiness kind
I don't
of
want to drink it too fast. I'm
adds a
trying to be
little
honest
bit
on
more
camera.
complexity.
Yeah, next thing you know, Izzy's gonna do a dance for us right
On
I'm
the
gonna be
bar
a hard- I'm
top.
gonna be a hard-working drunk.
There you go.
Hey Keith, yeah, meet me at the bar tomorrow, man.
We're gonna do that one more time. Tell the film crew to come back.
Oh man, see, I feel like I can walk around now, you know,
Uh-oh.
see the world.
I mean, that's the
You're
great thing.
turning him into an easy
It's-
A non-working man.
You are. We're all hardworking people here, man. We
Absolutely.
know
here's
about
what's
that
crazy.
hustle.
Here's what's crazy: the fact that the music inspired you to put this concoction together, how you configured it, to come up
She's
with
just
something,
too talented
to come
for
up
her
with
own
something
good.
like this,
That's all that is.
man.
Yeah, there you go. See, yeah.
Gotta get that.
Please
smoke.
get. This is mine. Okay, this is Bobby's. This.
How do we bring this to a road near you guys, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean it's
How do
really
we-
simple. I mean the great thing is it's very simple ingredients. It's nothing overly complicated.
So you'll be surprised.
so-
People can mess up water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
That's
maybe,
true.
maybe we do like a hard working man ingredients list.
That's
we can,
so
you know,
cool.
circulate. 'Cause this is dope.
Mine's new. His is old.
His is still smoking.
Mine's still
This
smoking.
is still smoking. But yeah, that smoky element, like I said, it adds like a sweet
Oh, fire.
earthiness to it.
And this is sweet, right? This right here.
that is just a cinnamon stick. So you
Okay.
can actually dump that in there. It'll add more of a smokier essence to
So,
it.
so I'm gonna tell you because I love to camp and I love the smell of like a campfire.
Yeah.
This totally gives me that vibe.
Yeah,
And
like
it-
a bonfire.
That
and
pretty,
it
that
takes me
pretty,
there.
like,
Like,
you know.
and I'm, you know, we're figuring out our summer right now, but I'm trying to go camping, and this is like, you know, when you go camping, you got to make sure you have you got to make sure you have the right tent and everything. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Now I need to make sure this is on my list. So I don't leave the house before I,
Get
It's
that.
like ice cream with like
cocoa.
cocoa.
but
Yeah, like
smoky.
coffee
Very,
kind
you know,
of.
it's definitely got that espresso.
It's like liquid burnt wood. but in a good,
But in a good way. I know, in a good way. In a good way. In a good way.
This drink
Yo,
Gotta
coming
put
near
the
you.
hair on your
Fire.
chest. I'm just saying. You
This
know,
is
it is a strong drink.
I'm a non-hairy guy. That's I might start growing some soon.
So from two creatives to another creative, job well done.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you. I'm glad you guys
the fact that the music inspired you to select these particular things to create this is
Yeah, it's great.
amazing.
it meshed so well. Just like the way you guys meshed well with, you know, Billy Ray and
It spoke to you.
and Snoop, seeing so many different backgrounds kind of coming together.
Speaking of that, that's what I was
Something
getting ready to
so
say. We cannot forget the amazing talent that was brought to this record with DJ
cool.
Quick.
DJ Quinn.
DJ Quick was like the finishing touches. He was the icing on the cake.
He was the sonic bartender.
Yeah.
yeah.
Took all the
He
pieces,
took all the pieces
put them
together,
all
and
together,
yeah,
and
he
presented
made
it.
us look good.
So he was like the behind the scenes
He-
kind
he
of
was.
a little bit
Yeah,
in,
absolutely.
in finalizing. So he's in a way like a musical mixologist. in a way.
Well, and it's kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, goes back to kind of what I said. It's like sometimes you can pour something a little too heavy, it's a little too strong. And, you know, he was at for the record where, you know, you get to enjoy the record because of how he interpreted it and then what he created via sonic, right? So, you know, that's the thing. I think, you know, for us, you know, as music lovers, as music creators, you know, record producer, how it's meant to be heard. And so those are the cool parallels between what you felt in the music,
Yeah.
which compelled you
Absolutely.
to
Inspired me to put all these ingredients
And
together.
great lyrics from Frankie
Yes.
Fade.
Great lyrics from
Frankie Fade was a part of the writing process, and we lived together, and the lyrics, came together organically. But he was definitely a master craftsman with writing the records.
Awesome. I love
So
hearing this
yeah,
story.
so like your few bottles, we had some few bottles on our side
Yeah.
to kind of pull this thing together.
You don't win a championship by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hey
true.
man. Cheers
To
to
a
our
hard working
Yes.
man to another. And
Here,
Where's your drink at? Come on, join the party.
Oh, she
You gotta
can
join
just-
the party.
I'll be a purist. I'll go
Okay.
straight Jack Daniels.
Oh, you make
amazing
this look
job.
bad.
Amazing job.
No Ice Cube.
No.
Cheers, hardworking
Cheers,
man.
guys. Hardworking man.
Before you take your drink, you should say, hardworking. Man, this is dope.
Love that. Love
Yeah.
that.
Wow, our experience keeps getting cooler and cooler by the day.
I've never had an opportunity to actually create a cocktail for a song, so this was definitely an honor on my end to be able to create something that you guys can be proud of to say.
This is fun.
Well, this is the first for us because we've never made a record that
Right?
lend itself to this experience.
Thank you guys for creating that song.
Man,
Got
thank
it.
you for creating something that wasn't yuck.
Yeah, this is good.
It's good. You know?
Peace.
Cheers.